A so-called superior NFL team who's dominated at the top of their conference all year long was exposed in Week 14. And we're not talking about the Houston Texans. This is Cold Hard Football Facts on Football Nation. Hi, everybody. I'm Butch Stearns of the Pulse Network. Kerry Byrne of Cold Hard Football Facts. We're talking about the Atlanta Falcons. Exposed. Are they naked running around the field here, Kerry?
They were exposed worse than the Donner Party in 1842 or whatever year that was. I don't know. Sorry for the historical illusion there. You know what? The two 11-1 teams both lost badly. At least the Texans lost to a very good team. The Atlanta Falcons lost to the Carolina Panthers, gashed for almost 200 yards in the ground, gave up almost 500 yards of offense. This is a bad loss for a team we've all doubted all year long.
So Houston and Atlanta, let's do the comparison again. By your numbers, all year long, their numbers have been pretty good. Houston's better than everybody else's. Yep. But Atlanta, getting as the season goes on, your numbers are exposing a trend that they might be exposed. They're not as good as you think they are. You've been doubting them for a while.
We talked about it a week or two ago right here. We talked about kind of some of the flaws they have, that they're a good team, but they weren't as good as their 11-1 record. And I think this is a game we've all been waiting for to come through, where maybe they have a few issues, and specifically on the defensive side of the ball. Number 26 right now on the defensive hog index, a key measure of Super Bowl potential. And they were exposed totally by the Panthers. And looking up and down the line, we're looking at what is a good team, but not a Super Bowl contender statistically, Butch.
Well, good team, 7 through 11. That's not 1 through 5.
No.
That's reflective of, and they were in the top 5 categories in a lot of those early in the year, but not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. And like I said, they're kind of a good team that was posing as a very good team to great team with an 11-1 record. And I just see a lot of flaws there. I mean, I just don't see a team that's built for the Super Bowl. And look at another number, passing yards per attempt against them, 20th. They're getting gashed for big plays defensively. They have issues. Butch. And the other issue being on the other side of the ball, Matt Ryan not playing as well lately, Julio Jones not putting up big numbers in recent games. This team has got to figure itself out real quick.
Well, some of the pedestrian numbers over the last 4 games, the numbers that you poo-poo at Cold Hard Football Facts, but they don't paint a pretty picture. 4 touchdowns and 7 interceptions for Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, his last 4 games. Now, granted, 5 of those picks were in one game, but they still count, right? I mean, otherwise, still only 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Below 80 passer rating, that's not a good number. And then Julio Jones, this is a guy, remember, was supposed to be a game-changing player, a once-in-a-lifetime, once-in-a-generation type player that they mortgaged their draft future on, 5 draft picks to get him. In the last 6 games, 2 touchdowns, Butch. He has quite a few catches, quite a few yards. He's getting the ball downfield. But if you're going to trade 5 draft picks, I expect more than 2 touchdowns down the stretch.
And then when we look at the road ahead for the Falcons, because your numbers at this time of year start to indicate what a team is and what they might be set up to do. They have a 1.5 game lead, sounds like baseball, as the number 1 seed at 11-2 behind the 49ers. But you look at these last 3 games, they're all winnable and losable games.
None of these are gimme games. I mean, the Giants we know can beat anybody, right? Go to Detroit. Detroit is a different team at home than they are on the road. And then Tampa Bay has put up, had some good games. They put up a kind of nice little fight in the NFC South. I wouldn't expect the Falcons to lose all 3. Nor would I expect them to win all 3 either, though. This is a team that could tumble out of the number 1 seed. And even last year, look what happened in their playoff game. Remember, the last time they played the Giants, they failed to score a single offensive point. I'm a little worried right now if I'm a Falcons fan.
Well, they could finish 11-5. They could finish 12-4. They could finish 13-3.
14-2, yeah.
They could finish 14-2 here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't know, but I'm just saying early in the year these might have looked like kind of gimme wins down the stretch, and they're really not. This is a team that has issues. I do not see the Falcons as a Super Bowl contender. I didn't see him as one beforehand. And even diehard Falcons fans have to admit, we got some problems right now.
And Kerry, the final point about the Atlanta Falcons exposed, no matter where they're seated and get to the playoffs, they got a lot to prove. They only scored 2 points in a playoff game last year.
Yeah, no, like we said, 0 offensive points, and that's kind of the elephant in the room, if you will, about this team. And the reason people have doubted them, they looked so bad last year against the Giants in the playoff game after a pretty good regular season. A lot to prove, and right now I think they may be the 3rd or 4th best team in the NFC.
The Atlanta Falcons have had a great regular season so far, but are they a great football team? Check out coldhardfootballfacts.com. Give your opinion to Kerry Byrne and the Trolls at CHFF.